Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and I can't believe I say this, but Skate is finally here, and we got some details this week about the early access and about what the devs are planning for year one of the game. So since I was a bit more quiet during the last few weeks for personal reasons, I thought we're gonna look over this, and at the end I also want to share my impressions from the early access build that we already have access to as playtesters. So yeah, I hope you stick around for this. But first of all, to the facts and the details we got from the devs this week. So we finally got an official release date, which is September 16, so a bit more than 2 weeks from now, and the game will be released on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One and Xbox Series. It will be free to play, of course, like they had already said for years now, and it will have full cross-play and full cross-progression between all of the platforms that it is released on. So you can switch between platforms and still keep your progress, and you can also play with all of your friends that are playing on other platforms. Basically like every other game these days. But if you have been a Skate insider and a playtester as well, which means that you had either only signed up for the Skate playtests or you were actually invited, which I think everyone was invited during the last few weeks, it means that you can already jump into the game early and you can already jump into it right now. So basically the early access of the early access. If you didn't know this, just check your EA app or your PlayStation or Xbox account that is connected to your EA account that you registered with for the playtests and that you used for the playtests. The early access should be right there somewhere in your library. You just need to uninstall the playtesting client before, otherwise the early access might not work. And in addition to this, if you're one of those that can already play the early access, you can also share your own gameplay of Skate now, because the NDA that we had to stick to during the playtest is gone now. That was dropped on Friday, and now the watermarks are gone, the NDA is gone, and you can post your clips and screenshots and edits wherever you want to. At least the clips that you are recording now when the watermark is gone. If you have recorded any clips earlier that still have this watermark, you are still not allowed to share those ones. So these ones have to go to the bin, or you just keep them to yourself, but you're still not allowed to share those. You can only share the ones that you are recording now with the watermark gone. And yeah, like I had said before, we also got a roadmap for what to expect after the official early access release on the 16th. So Season 1 starts in October already and will feature a 90s theme that includes 2 seasonal events, new music, new challenges and new cosmetics. There will also be a season pass, of course, called Skate Pass that will be available as a free and as a paid version, so pretty much the same as in every other free-to-play game. If you want to pay for the premium pass, you can, but you don't have to. And we can also expect several quality of life improvements, especially to the HUD elements. Season 2 that will be released in December will then add a co-op mode to the game and party voice chat, so you can talk to the people that are in your party without having to use Discord, for example. It will also include improvements to the replay editor, so keyframes come to the replay editor, because these ones are really missing right now. And again, there will be 2 seasonal events. And during Season 2, we will also finally see the first new tricks. These are impossibles and improved hand plans. And then I think around March 2026, we will see Season 3, which will add leaderboards to the game, an open world collection, whatever that is, more character customization, such as tattoos, for example, player-created parks, and also more new game modes. And we will finally see dark slides return to Skate. I'm really looking forward to that, because I've always been a huge fan of dark slides. And we will also see improved foot plans. And along alongside of this content, every season will also feature a season pass, new cosmetic items in the store, new challenges, new music, new brands, and so on. And of course also new areas of the map, because right now we only have access to 3 of the 4 main areas of the map, so I'm guessing that with one of the first seasons we will also get access to the 4th one, and then the map will expand with every season. At least I think that's how it's planned. And now I want to share some more thoughts and some impressions of Skate, playing it, or at least of the early access, because I have already played the game for almost 2 years now. I've been really lucky and got invited pretty early into the playtests, so I really saw this game growing from basically being a white box test, so you only had gray and white boxes and no textures at all, to what it is right now. And I know that in some videos I was a bit frustrated with the game, maybe because I've seen it growing and I saw so many iterations of it, and I saw the devs doing some steps forward and then again a lot of steps back, which I think is just a normal process within the game development, but still sometimes it had me really frustrated, which sometimes I think you felt in the videos. And to be honest, I still don't really like the graphics that they settled for, at least for now. So I'm still hoping that these will improve. And that's what the devs said, at least, that the graphics will still improve. But aside from that, I gotta be honest, I'm actually positively surprised about the early access build that we're playing right now. The last playtesting builds were still very rough around the edges, so I was skeptical if this game will be good at early access already, but I gotta be honest, playing it right now gives me hope for the future of this franchise and also for the game, and that the devs are on a good track with this. Because my overall impression of the game right now is, first of all, it runs really well. It's really smooth. I really love the physics. I feel like they still tweaked them and improved them and polished them even more for the early access release. I know it's still early access, so there are still rough edges, but I think it's a good early access release, and they can build it up from here. The map got more interesting in my opinion. They tweaked a few spots here and there as well that were a bit boring before. The challenges got improved. They play a lot better now than they did in some of the playtest iterations. And overall, I'm just having fun skating around, doing some of the missions. Then at some days I'm just skating around doing none of the missions, completely ignoring all of the tasks. But if I want to do something, it's there, but I'm not feeling pressured to do it. So I feel like also with the RIP chips that you can earn to buy these loot boxes, I feel like they actually, after all of those iterations they found a good middle way, and they found a good spot where it feels fair and where it's fun to do the missions and the challenges, but you don't feel like you're actually caught up in this loop of just doing the challenges and then buying these loot boxes and so on. And this is basically the only thing you have to do in the game, and that if you want to get some nice cosmetics, you really have to grind for days to get one of those interesting loot boxes. So I feel like they are at a much better spot with these ones right now, and that it actually feels fair, and it's also more motivating to actually spend money on the game to support the game and to support the developers. So overall, I'm positive about the game. I think this is a pretty good build we have right here, at least as an early access, and I hope that the game improves from here. At least that's what it looks like in the year 1 roadmap. And let's see what kind of game we have in a year from now. But first impression from the early access build is pretty good. And I think for a free-to-play game, there's really not too much to complain about. And yeah, that was it for today. I hope to be a bit more active in the future about the Skate content and about the updates and whatever else comes up for the game that is worth doing content about. Maybe if you want to see me doing a specific kind of video, or you have a topic that you want me to pick up on, Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video and you don't want to miss any future videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye!